from this, my other one either. Probably some setting.
I don't know.
Setting.
I don't know. If you're watching, we're also live on Dragon Slayer Industries YouTube, and this is our first time doing any YouTubing, so we don't know what we're doing, basically.
It doesn't seem to have a chat panel on it anywhere. Huh?
I just got my chat panel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Stacy said hi, sir. Test 1, 2.
Oh, did it stop? Oh no, we're still. We were just real still there for a second.
What in the world?
Whoa,
That's not the way that stole yours.
we're big as fuck. Yeah, we're currently.
Oh, wait,
Oh, there
you-
it is. It's way down there.
Ah.
It's way down yonder on the Chattahoochee.
How do we?
I don't know.
To the top.
Yeah, that's got to get.
Lift. See where it says top chat. See the little arrow thing? What's
Yeah.
that do? Live chat.
Live chat.
What? Huh? Huh? I don't know. It's our first day. First day on the job. We're not real sure what's going on.
Exactly. I mean, the reality is, I guess I don't have to see.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I don't know if my stuff over here is on either.
You say they can't hear
Oh,
you.
yeah, there you are.
Oh,
There you are. We got
okay.
you. We got you
Let's
up.
see if you can hear me now. Look, what's it saying? Resume. Alright. It's a slow connection. Whatever. I don't know. If you can hear me, yell maybe. I don't know. Yell at me. It's a constant battle with audio issues since my phone broke, and then
So I logged out of that vidIQ, and that got it at least up on the same page.
what the hell's vidIQ? Flip that on your bibs there.
Yeah.
I put mine up here just because I don't know, but
Anyway, all right. Well, I'm all good. I don't know if we'll get anybody over on this side or not, but eventually we probably will.
we'll get it there.
We'll get it
eventually,
there.
Yeah.
I'm just a little over the TikTok, the uncertainties of it all, and all that. And
It's all fucked, really.
YouTube's been around for a little while, and so I'm moving everything over there. I've been demonetized on Facebook for at least 6 months now, so and that was just starting to get good for me. So I was kind of excited about that. And I say good for me, not a whole bunch, but
Yeah.
I was set to make $400 a month that it knocked me off. I had 2 that was owed to me from the month before, and then I had already made almost 2 and was only halfway through the month. And so I was like, yeah, that's going to help with some racing and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you have a race car, I don't matter if it's $50 a month, that's gonna help somewhere.
And
I don't know. I mean, maybe if you had kids too, it might help. I don't know, but I know
You don't
definitely
know.
racing, it's gonna help.
Right. So anyway, yeah, that's why we're moved over there.
Well, it's just. I mean, maybe at some point we can figure out how to connect to everything. If we're just live on everything at once.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people doing stuff like that. I'm not smart enough for that. I know you probably are, but I just had to really lean on you to figure that
Yeah.
out. Because you got to figure out how to get live on YouTube, and I didn't even know that was a thing.
Right.
But I don't get on YouTube a lot, so.
But I'm trying to get him to get on YouTube more.
Yeah, we're working on you. I got like 5,000 followers on there, so I guess I might as well start posting more.
We're definitely going to be posting these whole videos on Billy's YouTube. So
Yeah.
go over there and then I'm going to be, when I chop up, he doesn't even have a computer.
Yeah, I don't have a
So
computer,
he's like internet famous and has no computer. So
also known as just a dumbass.
I chop. I've been going through and kind of chopping up some of these if I have the time and putting little excerpts out. But I'm going to go ahead and upload them to the excerpts, whatever. We're just going to, if I do it to mine, I'm going to put them on his as far as this goes.
Yeah.
And but anyway, so what did you do with the real Billy that had facial hair?
So I was eating ribs last night. Right? So I'm eating ribs, and they're real saucy. It's those Jack Daniel ribs. You can get it like Brookshire's or something.
Yeah.
You know, they come in, you can throw in the microwave or in the oven or something. Actually, it doesn't have a recipe for the microwave, but I got it figured out. You know,
Yeah.
you just got to cut them in half and rearrange them. But they're real good, but they're messy, right? And I'm sitting here, you know, and it's cold, and I got multiple layers on. I got a hoodie on and all this stuff, and my beard is just all into all this barbecue sauce and all this stuff. And between that and then the crawfish, it was been getting in the way. And I've had a big beard most of my adult life. Like there was like 8 or 9 years where I didn't shave. I just kept it, you know, just a good length, about like it has been lately. And I don't know. Every now and then, I get the old Lemmy mutton chops out here, and that's just kind of what happened. I went from trimming. I was like, and I'm just like, yeah, and I got a little carried away, and so here we are with the Lemmy. You know, here's what's fucked up is most people will shave, and then they don't have a chin. I shaved, I got 2.
Twice your money's worth.
Well, how does that work out? That's unfair. I feel like.
Have you, when it was big, have you ever did the deal where you braid it and then twist it back under and fold it up where it looks nice and?
You know what's weird is I've actually had I've been at the bar at some bars when I used to go to the bar a bunch, and I had bartenders doing that. They would just like reach over the counter and braid it and do some weird shit, and I'm over like, get it out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get drunk. My chin feels weird. But I put beads in it before and stuff when it was real long, and because used to my hair would be real long and my beard was real long. My shampoo bill was ridiculous, right? Considering you gotta use a full body shampoo, as hairy as I am.
It is kind of crazy shampoo. Like you don't realize because your hair's growing kind of slow, and then you go get your hair cut. And I've only shaved my beard completely off one time since I've grown it, but.
Good, I've seen pictures of you without it. Thank God, you're talking about 2 chins, dude.
My daughter hated my
4
beard.
cheeks somehow.
She hated my beard, and then when I shaved it off, she's like, "Oh, don't ever do that again, Dad."
Yeah,
and,
you're fucking up.
So, but I had to go to court, and so I was trying to figure out how to look a little more presentable, you know. So I watched the video on braiding it and tucking it and all that. And I did it. I'm like, okay, that's, you know, I wouldn't have to shave it off. It does look a lot more presentable, holds it, and then I never had to go, thank goodness. So I've never done it again.
A lot of research on braiding beards, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's the way I do everything.
Yeah. I do no research.
Yeah.
I'm feet first into whatever I got going.
My son's a lot like me. He was over the other day, and we were talking about this and that, and he really likes to get down where he knows what's going on. Now, I do that, but then once I start, we're going. Like we're going now. We're either gonna get it fixed or nobody's gonna be able to fix it when I'm done with it. One of the two.
All or nothing.
Yeah, once I get started, I try and educate myself, give myself the best foot forward to do whatever I'm gonna do, and then once I start it, I just go tell it right or it's wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's the way I do it to it, but with no knowledge about what I'm doing. I went to my first rodeo a bunch of times. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I've even at times it's like, no, this isn't my first rodeo, but it'd be like my second rodeo, and I still didn't know what I was doing, you know. But I don't know. So if you're on here and you can't hear us, let us know. Let us know where you're from. We like seeing the
Yeah.
spread out it gets on here. So
Yeah, it's awesome to know where you're from. And Jesse Meazell on the YouTube says it sounds good from North Perk. So
well, that's not that far away.
no,
But
well, them wires aren't very long.
yeah, how weird is it he hopped on here? I don't even know if he knew that he was going to be on YouTube.
Yeah. So
But I tried getting him to. He got kicked off. Yeah, I had a mic issue. When I turned my mic on it, kicked it off, and then kicked it back on.
Wild Bill Irwin, he's a good friend of mine from out in Bakersfield.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good name. I used to have Wild Bill on the side of my car, and they just call my grandpa that because his name is Bill too.
So his brother, they're both tall.
Yeah.
Jimmy Irwin is just a mountain of a man, strong, just like huge, strong. And Bill is thin, but Jimmy's nickname's Jimmy the Shoe,
Yeah.
and he drives race cars. Billy does too, but Bill Irwin's somehow, I don't know how his nickname originated, but is Billy the Boot Outhouse Irwin. So
He just couldn't fit all that on.
right. But,
It says fat with a PH.
fat.
It's
Oh,
like, it's
brother.
like saying he's thick with 2 C's.
Yeah. So, but Jimmy and Billy, their whole family, they're wonderful people.
Hell yeah.
Ricky Childress messaged me earlier today. Ricky Childress Jr.
I've seen him comment on stuff.
And yeah, he's another good friend. They're all family and whatnot. And but what reminded, but he had the photo of the 30,000 to win Boot Hill deal, and he was like, "Will a Nova fit in there?" And I'm like, "No, I asked already." And Billy said no,
No,
because
they won't do the Novas, the Leaf Spring stuff.
yeah, I was kind of wanting to leaning toward the Leaf Spring stuff because it's just something I know. But yeah, that'd be cool if he can get something together to come out to that deal. I'd love to see him out here.
The like our factory stocks down here are pretty close chassis wise. You can, if you got a metric chassis that you can't move, A-arm perches, and you're still running stock mount shocks, that sort of shit. As long as you get it, your some of the other rules, like you got to run the bullshit 7.5 GM rear end, and then you got to run manifolds, and they got motor rules, of course. But really, like we run aftermarket floor pans, and we got aftermarket body. I'm building that body for that car right now. There's nothing stock on this thing except for the frame and the manifold.
That's a nice car you have.
That is a really nice car.
And that's
It's not mine.
I don't
get me
I don't know
wrong.
if I told him that or not, but that's what I was thinking when we were talking. I'm like, everything's pretty stock, but then you can remove the whole floor pan and put you another one in there, which is kind of nice on them. You get your exhaust up and out of the way.
As I was telling you, you was wondering what you cut out. Everything. There's no limit on what you cut out. If it's sheet metal on that car, take it off and replace it if you want to.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Like Jesse's factory stock, it's all aftermarket floor pan and stuff. It just looks cleaner in there. It's easier to clean,
Yeah. Definitely.
instead of dealing with a rusty ass floorboard or something.
And they stock floor pans have so many crevices and places for dirt to. We've mentioned it before, but the race cars just gain weight over time, and that's a lot of it. It's just little dirt gets into places.
How much them rocker panels weigh when you cut them off your car? Those things always get full of
Okay,
dirt.
the left one was 17 pounds and the right one was 13. So that shows you right there. There's 4 pounds of something in because they come out in the same size, and I took them both out the same way.
Yeah.
So the left one was 4 pounds more. There was dirt. That was like a mouse nest, and I don't know. There was stuff living in that one or whatever, but
Yeah.
there was that. I did my bender. The bender die come in.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
So I got that, and it actually, for everybody listening, I bought a ratchet bender, one of the, like I've always used at Terry Henry's Race Prep and whatever. So I get along with them well. I bought it on Temu of all things, and I was kind of scared that it was going to show up.
Look at it go
and
out small, yeah.
But I mean,
Been brake line with it.
yeah, it got here and it was nice, and then I bought an 1.5 inch die to go with it from Temu, and that never got here, and they refunded that money back. There was no problem with that, and so I just bought a Woodward Fab or something,
Yeah.
1.5 inch die, and I don't know if the pin had a burr on it but it was slightly tight, but it all worked. So that's a thing. If you're looking for a bender and you see one on Temu, it was okay. Like,
Yeah.
it's big, stout, and
You just gotta get dies for it.
yeah, you got to get dies for it. So
But yeah. I mean, Temu, and I will say this about Temu, just because my mom orders a bunch of stuff off there. If you order another one, it might be small.
right, that's true too.
She ordered 2 blankets. She had ordered her blanket, and then she was, I really like this, so she tried ordering somebody else one. I think it might have been Jesse and Kayla that ordered. She ordered this blanket for her. And then when she gets it, it's about the size. It's not even the size of this half of the table.
Right.
It was just a little bitty.
So
Same material.
one blanket, one bath towel.
Yeah, same material and everything.
I got hung with the boat. I knew, like I knew that it wasn't. But I was wanting one of those big floating mats that, like, just foam mats, and it wasn't through Temu. It was through some other. But it was like $5, right? And
Wish or something.
yeah, it's something, I don't know. And I'm like, I gotta try it. I'm down to lose $5 over this. And sure enough, when it got there, it was just like a cheap dollar store blow up little raft, and it was billed as a tow behind mat and all this stuff. But
Yeah, you gotta.
yeah, so yeah,
Keep
you
up Chihuahua, you'll be good.
you do have to watch on what, but fortunately, I come out all right on
Well,
that.
if it was $500, it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
Then you could really raise hell about it. But it's $5. You're
Yeah.
like, this is kind of funny.
And the bender was cheaper than I could get it anywhere else, or I wouldn't have got it there. But it wasn't that. I still spent $100 and something, almost $200 on it. I think.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
fine.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's fine. That's still in the range of risking it a little bit.
Yeah.
And if it's kind of a piece of shit, then luckily you're smart enough dude and you have the right tools to make it better.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know you're probably like me. You probably got several handmade tools in here that are good. We we're good about making spark plug sockets.
Yeah. Yeah. I had one wrench that I carried for forever. It had like a 180-degree bend where the box end stuck out just a little bit, and it was.
Yeah, I like handmade tool stuff. That big Snap-on box that we got. Dad had bought it years ago, and it was from some old body man that had died, or I don't know what the deal was. But it had a lot of old school tools in it. But then there was also, you'd run across it and like, what in the hell is this for? And it would be some specialty tool that the dude made. And then as I've gotten older and a little wiser and got into more problems where I needed the right tool, you go over there and open up a drawer. You said, I know exactly what this is for now. So yeah, I've ran into that a few times. That's also a good thing about buying from Harbor Freight too.
Yeah.
I'm not cutting a Snap-on
Right.
wrench in half.
One of my old friends, Stevie Cargill, he got a late model, and this is back when I was shoeing horses for a living, and he didn't have a spanner wrench for the coilover,
Yeah.
the coilovers on the shocks. And so I went out there and threw an old horseshoe in the forge and whipped him one out. And him being the guy that he is, he used that thing for forever. That was like Cause I'd made that tool and it had a little bit of,
wasn't shit for you to do it, but
yeah.
it was special to him.
yeah, it was special to him just
That
because
is pretty cool though.
it was a handmade tool. You
Maybe it
know?
was a fucking horseshoe that was your spanner.
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
that is pretty cool. I think we got a homemade one somewhere that Dad might have made, or me, or something. I don't know. I ended up with a few and bought a couple when I was running the late models.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of those things. Is pretty much you gotta have that shit.
And sometimes now my homemade wrenches don't look that homemade because I design them on the plasma cutter and I'll just cut them out over there. I've got, you know.
I've been over here helping you on some stuff, dude. That plasma table's cheap.
We're
making those when we was working on your barrel boat. And you're over there making motor mounts and brackets and stuff. That this ain't right, dude. I'd still be over the cutoff wheel and a drill and everything. You're just like, you disappear for about 5 minutes. I give you a couple drinks out of Dr. Pepper. You come back with a bracket. Looks like you just bought it. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Come on, man. Nobody's gonna believe this is homemade now.
Right. It's nice that having that kind of technology sitting right here by us. It is definitely nice.
And to be able to use it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you've cut out several things for me, and I'm like, I don't know where you can find your stuff. You're over there, and you're like, send me a picture of it, and you work it out. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, all right, that's a little over my head, but now if you need something really thrown together half-assed that'll work,
yeah.
that's gonna look like piss poor shit but work good, I'm the guy.
Right.
If it needs to do both, it look good and work good, I'm gonna call you.
Well, and get me to the racetrack, and I'm kind of like that too. I'm gonna make
racetracks fixed are always
yeah.
shit.
I'm gonna make something work somehow.
I've held radiators in with ratchet straps. One time I broke a trailing arm, and Dad put a ratchet strap as the trailing arm, and I finished like third that night.
My buddy Michael Johnson, he won with a 2x4 Panhard bar because his Panhard bar had broke, and so he just strapped it all up in and won that night with that. It was like pretty wicked.
But Jesse had a Panhard bar break in his 3-link car at the big chill race a few years back, and it didn't break, but it turned into a J bar. Is what had happened.
Right.
The holy shit, that thing was bent, and so I took it, and he ended up with some. When you work in the oil field, sometimes you come home with some stuff that's that you normally wouldn't have. Anyway, it was a bunch of this square tube and stuff, and it was pretty thick. And it was like 1.25 inches square tube, and I would say it was bigger than an inch for sure. It was like it was just a little bigger. And those Hymians, the stud part of it fit perfect in them. So I cut that sucker and welded all together. You're not bending that damn thing.
Right.
It's a 1/4 inch thick piece of square tube, and and it's it's this big. That thing it's still in there.
Yeah.
I still made sure it's adjustable, but it's a lot better than those tubes that you get. That they're made out of. Holy shit, that thing it's way strong. I painted it silver so it looked good though.
Oh yeah.
And that was what color spray paint I had.
Speaking of the big chill, we'll segue right into there since you
Yeah.
brought that up.
Yeah. Well, we didn't know what was going on with it there for
Right.
up until yesterday. I guess.
They had announced that they had increased the laps from 250 to 500.
Yeah.
And they said they were going to run 2 one day and 3 the other, but we knew nothing else about it.
Yeah, it originally looked like it was going to be like 500 to win the first night for a qualifier. And so I ended up, we got Canadians on here. Hell yeah. And Prince Edward, I think isn't that a piercing?
Prince Albert.
Oh, that's Prince Albert, different Prince. Anyway, so we wasn't sure, and I posted trying to get some information, and then the next day they came out. It's gonna be 2,500 to win Friday night, 2,500 to win Saturday night. They're gonna run a couple of weekly classes before us each night.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's a lot better than what it was. I think that's gonna be that ought to be a pretty good show. I still hate that it's the week before the Solo 275. Just because it's hard to get your shit together that quick. Because you're talking about if you're putting 500 laps in that weekend, well, you need to go through the whole car. You need to replace, probably U joints and ball joints and tie rod ends and bearing, you got to go to the car, and that's not a problem for a lot of people. Like me and you, we got time. We'll
Yeah.
fucking make it happen. But if you do have, if you do, like say, get in a bad wreck and you do have to replace a bunch of stuff, I got shit laying around. I'll either put some grease to it or not.
Right, yeah.
But replacing a few ball joints is one thing. But if you got to replace a transmission or a motor or a whole rear end or, God forbid, the whole car, then that's hard to do in a week's time. And that's why we like the Enduros being not a whole lot and spread out, is that way we have time, because it's a lot of guys that don't race all the time.
Yeah.
Do it, there's like you when you started, that was the 600,
Mm-hmm.
and that was kind of what you was going to do. That gives you all year to get your shit back together, and that's kind of how I like doing it. But so it's kind of feels a little rushed.
Yeah.
But a month. It's usually about a month between those two races. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to it though. Chris White's want me to drive a car for him. It's a big body car. I like the big body cars. I drove one for him another time and I enjoyed it. So we'll see how that goes. If I got time to get it going, it needs a few things, because I got to get another car going for the Solo 275. Because like I said, I don't have time to rebuild a car.
Right.
But I do have time to run two cars. You know what I mean? If I get, but my main focus is the Solo 275. We're already in that one. It's 10,000 to win.
Yeah.
That it's hard for me to say, well, let's risk the 5,000 to go to 10,000. And like I said, I know you're going.
Yeah.
And Dad's gung ho about getting his car going for Jesse to drive.
And my side of that was that I built it for an enduro car. I too wish it wasn't just 1 week and then the next week. But if they're having an enduro that I can get to here close to us, I'm gonna run it.
Well, one good thing is you do have a spare motor sitting here.
Yeah.
And you actually have a spare car that, if it come down to it, I know we could get that thing going.
Yeah. Well, the red one out back is now closer than this one. Because we've gone a little backwards on this one. We're gonna make it better, but the red one out back, I could drag that there, or blue one, or whatever it is. It's multicolor.
Yeah, it's red, white, and blue, I think.
Yeah.
But you pressure wash it, it might be purple.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know exactly, but yeah. So if something real bad happens, I can go that direction or whatever. But
I'm ready for you to get the factory stock going. That way we can get that one going too. I want to see. We need all of them going. Okay? I'm just saying, we got to get them all. And that car looks good. I like the way that car looks.
Yeah.
Though. It looks tough. But
yeah, we're gonna let the kids and somebody else. We'll let whoever drive that one. And
I think you need to put Arthur in it 1 week.
Definitely, yeah.
I don't know if Arthur's watching or not, but I definitely would like to see him in it, because I like Arthur, and we know he's a good driver.
Yeah.
He loves racing. They go race him. They go watch all the time.
Uh-huh.
So
yeah, I wouldn't mind putting Arthur in one either.
Oh yeah, me neither. I think it would be. I think it'd be awesome. I'd come pit crew for him that week. You get it going for him.
I got friends out in California that I want to let run the 600.
Definitely.
Stuff like
That'd
that.
be a good car for that. I think we could have it ready by then.
Oh yeah. So
They'll come out and rent a U-Haul and a U-Haul trailer.
yeah,
$19.99 a day for the truck.
you know what I was looking at the other day? I got into the laws of pulling double trailers. Like, as long as it's not over 40 foot long, and I'm like, I don't know. I'd have to measure some trailers.
I don't know if that little 6-cylinder van will do it. I'll be honest. I don't know if that. Okay, yeah, maybe it might be hell going up hills and stuff, but braking,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a 3/4 ton though. It's I know it's only 6-cylinder, but it's.
I just don't know, dude. That's a lot of weight pushing that sucker. But I'd like to get that open stacker we got going, and that way we could do some shit like that.
And definitely, and we need to, because
we need to.
We
I think Dad's Dooley could pull it easy.
Billy and I are not good for each other as race car friends because we just talk each other into building more cars. We're just like, well, you know, we can do this, and then
You
we
had a
can do
car
this.
for one race a year. This time last year.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, go to that fucking big chill race, pussy. Go to the solo race. You
Uh-huh.
know, like we're like just talking shit, and then you raced all year. I think you get like third in points or something. So.
Yeah, I have Highway 19. I don't know, somewhere between third and fifth. I don't know where it was, but I was in the points there, and that was funnier than shit. And had a great time, and I'm looking forward to going back.
I got ninth in points in factory and Texas stock.
Well, and that's you. You're like, okay, you got a factory stock and an enduro car that works for the Texas stock up there, and so like you already got a couple cars that could go. Jesse's got a factory stock, and your dad's got his Texas stock. You know,
we've got like 6 cars at the house.
We have to get a lot of cars.
We need more friends with trucks and trailers.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know why that does that.
I don't know,
but maybe it might overheat.
Sure, it didn't overheat. Oh, there he goes. I don't know. We got an if you're wondering what the fuck we're talking about, we got a 360 cam sitting here that videos everything we do. That way we could go back and edit it and upload it and get clips out of it if anything's interesting.
A little different view and whatever. That might be it. I might like put a little fan.
Well, surely it's not getting that hot. It shouldn't get that hot.
It's crazy though. It worked the whole time at the Lone Star 600, and I'm thinking, well, but it's getting airflow over it. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. That is weird. But you know, I told you that when I had my other one, the one that got ripped into a million pieces. I had it on the golf cart riding through, and it quit on me a couple times by itself. So I don't know. They're touchy sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I was thinking maybe it wasn't getting good connection on the little SIM card thing, but
anyway. Well, I told you mine was acting up at the Chili Bowl, which it might be the SIM card deal. That SIM card's 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, maybe. I don't know. From the last time I had a 360 cam, which was a piece of shit. That camera sucked. The only thing I liked about it is at that point I did have a laptop and I could put it in like, put it up on the video deal. Well, it wouldn't work 360 on there, but it did have a front view and a back view, so I could watch behind me. I had it sitting right here in the car.
Yeah.
So I could watch me driving in the front of the car, and then I could watch out the back. And I thought that was a cool view.
Yeah.
But good side by side stuff. But
I mashed up with Jesse down there at South Texas. I got a couple, and one of them's on YouTube. Well, they're all 3 on YouTube, but the best one I thought it was your idea to kind of mash it and try and mate it all together, and it.
Yeah, if you really you're looking at it, you're like, oh, this is a badass view. And then if you really get to look at it, like, this has got to be the widest fucking car I've ever seen in my life. Just because of the way it's all lays out, but you got it all seamed up together to where
pretty decent.
It looks right when you're watching it.
And I'm not for sure. Now that we did that, I'm like, I don't know, man, I might be able to hang the camera in about that location and just get that whole view on there. I don't know, It's,
I mean, like my problem, like with Jared's car, putting the camera in, I gotta just add a bar in it to mount the camera because it didn't have a good spot. Which if we redo the firewall like we're talking about, and I can lower the dash some because it needs that anyways, that'll be better because the dash is kind of high.
Yeah.
And then like the wagon, well, it don't have nowhere good to mount in it either, but you can't see shit out the back because I got the big closed-in cell panels and the spoiler, so it's not a good spot. And I'd love to put it on the roof. Yeah. But like we've talked about before, we need to figure out a way of tethering them.
Yeah, there's no good spot to tether so that.
I thought there used to be it might have been a GoPro or something, but it was like a little corner of it, had a little spot you could put something. But I know that if you put it on a wall. Really low on a fence coming out of let's say turn 2 at Boot Hill. Yeah. Somebody will hit it.
Somebody may hit it and destroy it.
Yeah. Robert Pierce. The old Bobby fucking ripped that sucker in a million pieces.
I was left in charge of
There's
it.
all those memes where I was talking shit about Bobby Pierce. It bit me in the ass.
Yeah, I was left in charge of it. Billy comes walking up. It's just happened. It's all blown apart. I'm like, I don't even know. I don't know. Don't even know.
I was a
what to
little drunk, so it didn't hit me really good until later. I was like, fuck. But yeah, we've got the memory card.
Yep.
What's fucked up is that we was looking for the pieces of this thing to try to find the memory card for like a month. And then one day I picked the camera up and I found it in the damn camera the whole time.
You had it the whole
Son
time.
of a bitch. But yeah, that's how it goes.
The Lone Star 600 has had some announcements.
Yes. So after last week's episode, I don't think it was the next day, but it was a few days later, or whatever. I met up with Brad because he's moving up this way, right? So Brad Dixon's moving up our direction in the Tyler area, and he was like, "Hey, let's go eat breakfast." Whatever. All right, we meet up, eat breakfast, talk about 600 and stuff. A lot of stuff can't talk about yet. Nothing's 100% on some stuff. Keynotes on that: Rocket Raceway Park, which is got bought by Race On. Kevin Rogers, KR Promotions is running it this year. Looks like a pretty good setup there they got going. That's such a nice track. So that's where it's going to be, first weekend of October, like it always is, always first weekend of October. And that's going to be a really good track for it. I honestly thought that's where it was going to be after Devil's Bowl closed. Made more sense to be at 105 for Brad and his whole crew because they're all from Houston. And we had a great time at 105.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, we had some pretty good racing. We had some pretty good cars there. Hell of a time in the pits afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, we really good time. Probably one of the better pit parties we've had, really. And anyway, so we had all that going, and then but he's moving up this way. It makes more sense to bring it up more this way. Now, it's still 2.5 hours or whatever from us, but that track, I think it's going to be a lot safer being able to get off the track if you're in a bind.
Yeah.
Whether you pull in the infield or pull off of 3 and 4 like Devil's Bowl was.
I've only been up there
or
one
or
time,
two,
but
I mean.
it looks like a nice track.
Such a nice track. Kevin Sestera, he worked his ass off getting that place as nice as it is, and I hadn't talked to him. Me and him aren't like real close. He's always a nice guy to me,
Yeah.
and he sent me some stuff, and I've done the drivers meeting up there before and things like that, and I just know he worked his ass off for that place, and he's a racer, and his son was racing and everything like that before him and KR started running RPM. So I just got a feeling he's ready to get back in the seat. You know, you can't just get out of it and not ever go back. I feel like. But
One of the funny things you were sending me, I think I was playing pool, so it must have been on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
But you were sending me screenshots from somebody was you got in a little.
Oh yeah, dude. People say some of the dumbest shit online on comments. Like just that guy was saying some stupid ass shit. Like what did he say? He said it was on the Rockets Facebook when all they did was post their schedule, and it's just people on there talking shit about them all that, mad because they're in as many modified races and all this stuff.
And it's usually
The new owner's already running this place to shit. It's like, let them at least get the first race under their belt. Son of a bitch.
Well, a friend of mine, a pretty damn good late model driver, he was telling me one time, and he's like, it's always, I don't know how to even put it nicely, but it's always the lower divisions and the tail runners and the bitch the most. They're are just completely always upset and always drama and always and
Yeah.
He's like, people that been around it understand that things have to go certain ways. Things happen on accident. Things
Well,
there's other tracks running other races that everybody has to schedule around. You know, it's
what so many people don't understand is a racetrack's a fucking business.
yeah.
And they got to do what's best for the business. Yeah. People like watching modifieds, but if there's not enough of them showing up consistently enough, and it's costing out the ass to pay them, because some of these tracks don't have that minimum. Like, hey, you got to get this many cars before we pay this. Some places don't do that.
Right.
So you gotta say, all right, this class costs us money. We're only gonna run them this many times a year. It's gonna be big races, and that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
What is it? What's Kamo saying? First time caller, long time listener. I have a question for your chins. Look, kiss my ass, dude. Look, both chins showed up tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's stupid, you dickhead. See, Andrew said, going to make the trip to the 600 one of these years. We'd like to take our asphalt street stock down there. It's a long drive. Man, come on down. Tristan, I think his last name's Selsby, I think I'm not saying that right. He comes from Canada the last few years,
Yeah.
and he messaged me the other day saying he's going to make the trip again because it's going to be a lot less driving for him. I think it's like saves him like 6 hours down there.
He comments on a lot of our stuff.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
He's
He brought me some Canadian whiskey and some Canadian syrup. It's like a little glass deal that's like a maple leaf.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hadn't told him that we was sipping on some of that whiskey the night before Donna's and Rad's went back to Australia. So we got to drink Canadian whiskey with the Australians. And it was even funnier because we were using the maple syrup stuff as a shot, as like a chaser or whatever. I see Chris over there saying
Yes.
stuff. Chris is drunk. He don't know what he's saying. That don't even make sense.
Can I just tell the whole time? I don't know.
Yeah. Chris is drunk. Go play pool, Chris. Go fix somebody's piece of shit truck. I get Snapchats all day from Chris. Look at this. It was like yesterday. It was like a rotor worn up.
He gets some pretty fucked up stuff in there.
Yeah, and I was like, that's probably what mine looks like. I'm not gonna lie. I don't change brakes till I can't go nowhere. Can Lee just yell the whole time?
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah, I could.
Not 2 days in a row though. Tomorrow might be a little hoarse. You sound like Stacy. Stacy gets sick.
Yeah.
Poor gal. She. Well, at least she can't yell at you.
Right? Yeah. Hand signals. She yelling hand signals.
Yeah, a lot of this. Oh shit.
Well, Chris, thanks for at least getting on the YouTube one over there.
Yeah, man.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And Chris and Jesse.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I didn't even think Jesse. I guess he's seen it somewhere. He's not on TikTok. He's not on Facebook no more. He's waiting on his phone to get back. They actually fixed it, so that he can log into all of his shit again.
Oh, nice.
So, I'm glad it's a little warmer now. It was fucking cold there for the last couple weeks,
Yeah.
and I'm sick of wearing 7 layers of clothes. I'm not built for it. I know our buddies up north, they like giving us hell about when it's cold down here. But I've been up north in the cold. I don't give a shit. It's still cold down here,
Yeah.
But and then luckily we didn't get none of that snow that hit Texas and the whole South. It was snowing in Florida and Corpus, and I seen pictures of Galveston all covered in snow. And everybody's like, nobody can drive in this shit. We don't have salt trucks. They just now started salting the roads here after that big snowstorm a few years ago. So
That had to be exactly last week though, because before you left, you walked outside and it was snowing just a little.
Oh yeah,
little
that's
bit.
right.
So it was exactly last week,
Yeah, that's
but
right.
it didn't stick.
It didn't even do nothing. Yeah, it didn't do shit here.
Just
Just enough to be shitty. Eric Rice says that True Hot Crawl got a new roller. So I have not seen a new roller. I did see that he is turning his modified to a B mod for his son to start driving, moving up from carts. He'll put him in a B mod. So
Nice.
that's pretty cool. He's a good kid. He said we're in snowmobile season. Yeah, I've never even seen a snowmobile in person until I went up there to Wisconsin to ice race. And I rode hot crawls. I did like 90 on it on a lake, and I said, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going that fast. So I looked down. I was like, "Oh!" It was like I didn't know how to turn real good. I was like, "Brrr," and I'm like inching around. I was like, "Holy fuck!" But those things are badass. Though.
When I was a kid in Bakersfield, California, there we actually lived up in some mountains, Sugarloaf, it was called. But anyway, the guys had snowmobiles. People had snowmobiles there.
Yeah.
Well, there was a man named Johnny Wheat, and I didn't know it when I was a kid until this happened. That he only had one leg. He got around on his fake legs so well that I didn't know that he only had one leg. And he crashed his snowmobile, and his leg stayed in that snowmobile, and it traumatized me as a child.
Oh shit!
But then. Later, it was all okay.
So, there's a guy around here that I know that has one leg, and he's never told me this, but somebody else told me this. That he was running. I want to say it was a late model or modified, and it was his right leg that was missing. And the car, he's doing good. He might have been leading or whatever. And all of a sudden, he just comes to an island. He rolled to the infield and then gets it back going and takes back off. And, he gets in there like, what happened? Your seatbelts come loose or whatever? He goes, no, my damn leg fell off. He couldn't hit the gas. So, I always thought that was a funny story, That guy's good as hell, though. I ain't seen him in a while, which I hopefully he's still doing good. But, I couldn't imagine having a fake leg. I used to, I know a biker that he only had one arm and one leg, two separate accidents. He's unlucky twice. But I don't know how you ride a motorcycle with one arm, doing clutch stuff and all that stuff, but then also only having one leg.
Yeah, it's crazy. Some people adapt really well though, and I see other people struggle. But
I don't imagine he's a good swimmer.
Right.
But what do you like? I don't know. I guess you have to be in that position to know how to adjust to it.
Yeah.
I know people that's only got one arm and so that's for one leg, but to have both, I feel like that's a little bit, that's a little bit different there.
For sure.
Yeah, but I think he made his own fake leg or something. Hardcore biker.
Oh, that's cool.
Painted some helmets and stuff for him. But yeah, he made his own leg. Now you wouldn't have thought he only had one leg. He didn't walk around like he did.
When I had my TikTok going good, that reminded me. When I had my TikTok going good, somebody was gonna send me their fake leg just for me to autograph. And
what were they gonna do in the meantime?
I don't know. Hopefully they had us go to IHOP, I guess. But hopefully they had a spare. Yeah.
I got a spare.
But I was looking forward to that, and then it never happened. I don't know whatever happened to that, but yeah, I told him. I said
he's on his last leg.
That was back when I was drinking. I said, or when I was drinking more, I said, dude, I'll take it around bar to bar and take selfies with it. And I'll take it drinking and then autograph it and send it back to you.
Yeah.
But it never happened.
Yeah. That's probably why he didn't send it. That might be why he didn't send it. He was like, oh fuck, this guy's gonna fuck my leg.
Right, yeah.
Because there was a cork in it. It's full of whiskey.
Yeah, right. That'd be cool too, though.
Yeah. You can't put Dr. Pepper in there and start fizzing out.
Well, it might not fall off as easy. It'd be all sticky in there.
Put milk in it.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah. Well, it seems like there was something else we were going to talk about.
It does seem like there was one more thing.
Well, you mentioned my fucking beard.
Yeah.
Or
lack thereof.
So as camo, yeah. We mentioned Big Chill. We mentioned Solo 275 coming up. Mentioned the 600.
There was one more something.
Oh yeah, I might be going to Clash of the Coast.
Oh yeah.
So if you're in Florida, or going to Florida, I might be going to Clash of the Coast with Big O Screens, which is our beer sponsor. Our beer girl in here today, 6 kids.
Right.
So Jordan's not here. But the beer, all the Dos Equis, if you see me drinking Dos Equis, Big O Screens has sponsored it. So I might be going down there to Clash the Coast with him. Nothing's set in stone, but it is planned. So and if you see me down there, I will have merch until it's gone. So if you're going to Clash the Coast and you see me down there, I'll be near the big ass screen, Big O Screens, and I'll have merch. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, that's gonna be a good time. I've never been there. I haven't been to Florida in 25 years.
I've never been.
The last time I was there, Dad was running ARCA at Daytona, and that was like 2000, I think.
I think the furthest east I've been is Kentucky. But I used to shoe horses for a living and went to a big seminar back there. And of course, after it's all done, we're gonna go to
Everybody goes to fuck their cousin.
yeah, we go to the strip joint, and I'm with
That's
this
my sister.
yeah, I'm with this other guy, right? And this huge taxi driver, right? She's a big gal, and she's like carrying on up there, moaning, whatever. And the old boy that he's at the shoeing seminar too. Me, I can keep to myself. I don't have to ask questions. I don't have to know what the fuck's going on. I don't need to know. He said, "What's the matter up there?" And she's like, "I think I'm going into labor." And he's like, "Pull over, we'll deliver it." I said, "Ma'am, if you pull over, I'm leaving. I'm not paying. I am not, like, I'm leaving. I'm out of here." And so she got us to the strip club. I get out of there.
Priorities.
I pay and get out. You know, I go.
Can you please drop us off at this titty bar before you spit this kid out?
And so yeah, so then, like, oh boy, I've only known him a few hours or whatever, but he don't come in and I'm just like, so he, super nice guy. He give her a big old tip, and then I'm like, oh dude, that's probably the 5th time she's been in labor tonight, you know, and just, but anyway.
She's ain't pregnant, she's hungry.
Right, yeah, them was hunger
I
pains.
think it was some movie had Dane Cook in it, and he's called some girl fat or whatever. She's like, "I just had a baby." And he goes, "And I'm sure it was delicious." I always thought that was a good one.
We have Skinny's Automotive here,
Yes,
as always, and
big sponsor.
if
Big
you're out
sponsor there.
out in Bakersfield, California, you need some stuff fixed, get it done at Skinny's Automotive.
Yep, that's 661-588-5394. Skinny's Automotive always knows what the hell he's doing. Anything, whatever you need.
Yeah.
Cars, if you new, old, he specializes in older stuff. He's got guys there for newer stuff.
His favorites are them old Fords. That's what he drives, and that's what.
Well, I mean, if you're into old Fords, yeah, you're gonna have to be good at working on them.
Right.
So, yeah, so he can actually get your old Ford running.
Yep.
That's even more. That's so impressive, really, that he can do that. We also got Comprehensive Motorsports here out of Shreveport, 318-678581 or 670-8581. They got Comprehensive Motorsports, Comprehensive Industrial, a lot of oil field stuff. I know they got Jesse's used them in the oil field, fixing all kinds of lines and things like that. And I don't know, look them up online, comprehensivemotorsports.com, comprehensiveindustrial.com, if you're just curious what the hell they got going on there. And he'll have sales and stuff on things. So
Yeah.
always helps us out when we go over to Boot Hill. And here's what I need to do is I need to get a hold of Alan and Matt that's running the Solo 275. Tell them that then you get a hold of Dustin with Comprehensive and get his parts trailer up there for that Enduro.
Heck yeah.
And he's already in Louisiana. That's not that too far of a drive. It's like maybe an hour or 45 minutes from Boot Hill. I don't know.
Alan's on me to get the trophy done too. I got to get the trophy done for the
Yeah, you might know
solos.
that. Yeah. You just gonna do it however, or has he got something how you want?
No, he just gave me free rein last year, and so I did that one for that Howard took home, and I actually, and the cool thing that I did with that was that on the top it just said winner, but I already had planned, like I sent a plate down to replace that said Howard Willis. It was double layer, you know. So it's a cool, very personalized, and so we'll do something cool like that again. But I'm not sure how I'm gonna get the 3 states. I don't know. I'll figure it out though.
Let's figure it out.
It'll come to me one at some point.
Just do a circle and just be like where the borders are.
And that's a thought. So yeah, might be something like that.
Justin here wants to know if we've ever been to Kennedale Speedway or the now shut down Cowtown Speedway. So, and I know you probably haven't.
I've been to Kennedale.
Have you been to Kennedale?
And I think it was Kennedale. I think Wayne Dotson went up there and raced his IMCA stock car. And I didn't again.
IMCA track.
I didn't. I don't know. I don't ask a whole lot of questions. I just don't.
Yeah.
And I'm not exactly sure why Wayne. I don't know if he bought the car there.
Yeah.
You know, and like was picking it up and gonna race it with. I don't know what the deal was.
That's what Donna's did.
But he was just like. He called me and he's like, "Hey, I'm racing at Kennedale," so I went up there and watched him.
Well, I've been there. I've actually raced there. My brother Jesse, he's ran there a couple times, a couple different cars. I was there 10 years ago. The only time I've ever been, at Kennedale, and I had a factory stock, and we just reworked and everything. I just started driving for a guy. First race of the year, everywhere in Texas rained out except for Kennedale. Well, we get up there. Me and Jesse do pretty damn good. He's starting, they did I think they might have done a redraw or something. So he starts front row outside. First race of the year, so they don't have the points bullshit that IMCA does where you can't go race somewhere and get a good starting spot. Anyway, Jesse starts front row outside. I start second row inside. We're going down the back straightaway. We're fixing to take the green. They turn the lights off, and you're right there. You know what I mean? You're poled up. You're ready to go. Red comes on. They come on the radios. Hey guys, we just hit curfew. Pull off the track. We're done for the night. But they had sprint cars there that night too, and then like micro sprints. I think one had been hung in the fence, and this is like a villain origin story type deal comes on me not liking sprint cars. Because we were the last feature, and we would have been able to run if it wasn't for the massive delays that these sprint cars had done, having to fix fences and all this stuff. And they ended up giving us, because we told them, we'll just come back next week. And I'm like, we're like 3.5 hours away or whatever the deal was, and I'm like, we're not coming back. We're coming up here because you're the place racing this weekend. Okay. They ended up giving us $50, which still sucked because I feel like either one of us could have won. We had really good heat races, and I'd like to go back up there at some point. But it seemed like a real nice track, though.
Did they at the end of last year was USA having sprint cars or something, and Kennedale loaned them a bunch of equipment to get where it wouldn't be rained out? When you said rained out, I was like, I seem like I remember having access to a ton of equipment, because I think they brought a bunch down and helped another track get their track back in shape or something.
I can't remember it. Probably though.
I think it was, which was a very cool move.
I know RPM and Devil's Bowl always done that. Which they're not that far away. I think they was kind of they were kind of same owners or whatever.
So one thing that we didn't talk about, and I just thought about, did somebody comment and have
he said they extended the curfew when the Outlaws came to town. Of course, when us Outlaws come to town, they shorten it, I feel like, but whatever.
So my home track at Bakersfield Speedway is last year was their last year.
No shit.
They're moving the name out to the KCRP or whatever they're calling it now that Kevin Harvick owns it, because they have a dirt track there and they have an asphalt track. They're moving. The name is going to be Bakersfield Speedway at whatever.
I said it was like Bakersfield Speedway, Kevin Harvick Raceway, Kern. Raceway. I was like, that's way too much going on. Shorten it up.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that track's been struggling with noise, everything in California, but at least Kern County Raceway is quite a ways out. I mean, eventually they'll get there too, but they went ahead. Something went on. The owners, Schweitzers, they've had it up for sale for a while. They were hoping somebody would come and get it that wanted to keep it a racetrack. Whatever, just come together for them. They've had a lot of stuff go on.
I hate that though, dude. That sucks.
They had their daughter was at the Las Vegas deal where the big shooting happened, and they lost their daughter in that deal.
Oh no kidding.
And I didn't even realize it at the time, but I guess she really helped out around there a lot, and I didn't know that I know Scott pretty well and everybody, but I mean, just losing your daughter in general.
Oh shit, yeah.
Would be
especially a huge national tragic event.
Insane, but also now they're walking around and kind of being reminded of, well, Bailey used to do that and this and that, and so I think they never have had quite the drive for it. And that's what they said in part of their deal. I'm not trying to give them feelings or know what they're going through, but so anyway, in one sense, sad, a lot of memories there, and but I hope that the name goes on out there and that they get a little boost from the new place and being able to team up instead of kind of having to work around each other. And
sounds like they got the right people backing them with Kevin Harvick being involved. And I've seen some other stuff about that because I follow a bunch of different tracks and things, and it was them and I can't tell you the other guy's name, but I just couldn't. He wasn't Kevin Harvick, so I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
but Tim Huddleston was, but I don't know.
That could be it. I don't know. But anyway, but they were talking about it and everything, and I thought that was so. It's like say Eldora. You got Tony Stewart coming into it. Well, yeah, if you got to get guys that's got plenty of money that can handle when it isn't doing good.
Yeah.
And then you also have to have the guys that's got the money to spend on it to make it better.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like Boot Hill Speedway. It's an old ass track, all this stuff, but those guys, Bub and Rollo, have been putting in the money because they bought the place. It's theirs. Mm-hmm. They've been putting in the money, and hell, that's such a nice track now.
Yeah.
So I really, I know it's 2 hours from us and stuff, but I don't mind going over there. I don't mind that drive at all, to go over there and watch or race or anything. 'Cause it's such a nice facility and a good atmosphere, and that's really what I think it takes for a track to be successful. Is just, you want everybody there to have a good time. Now there's still gonna be people bitching, because that's what they do. But really, it's whatever. Good. Make the place a good atmosphere, and get some good racing. The fans will show up, but the cars will show up.
Yep.
Yeah. See, you need a good group of owners that love racing and can invest in the track. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think that's a huge deal. But just like owning a race car, you're only going to be as successful as the money that you can put into it.
Right.
You're only as good as your equipment.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to continue to not be real good. I'm just, I'm poor boy in it.
Right.
So, anyways. Well, it's been about an hour.
Yeah.
We'll shut her down.
You guys, thanks for hanging around and listening to us.
Yeah.
Go visit our sponsors. That helps us out.
Yeah, visit our sponsors. Make sure you follow us on everything. From Dragon Slayer Industries. That's Dragon Slayer, all one word. Industries, a whole separate word. Make sure you follow them on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. He's going to be live on the YouTube, and then we've done it on TikTok a bunch too, and then and I'm on everything too.
Yeah.
You type in Infield Tractor Tire, something will come up.
Yeah, we may try and work around where we can stream them more, but I'm trying to move the racing stuff to YouTube. Just
Don't blame you.
Yeah.
They've changed so much stuff up on TikTok since the ban,
Yeah.
the 18-hour ban or whatever they had going on there, and then Facebook's also kind of shit too. So whatever.
So I'm just gonna try and do things over here, but we may go live. We may figure it out how to go live on more stuff.
We're gonna be on Spotify.
But thank y'all for joining
Yeah,
us.
thanks for joining. Thanks for commenting. We'll see you next Tuesday, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Central Standard Time.
Follow Jordan Wagley on TikTok.
Yep.
Because even though she's not here, we'll
she's
still
not
give her a
here.
shout out.
Yeah.
She didn't bring no beers.
She didn't bring in nobody to bring my own beers. It's BYOB around this son of a bitch today. But yeah, make sure you follow us. Make sure you go buy merch. Go buy anything that he's got on his website for sale. And if you doesn't have it on there, email him. He can make it.
My website doesn't get updated a whole lot because most people want custom stuff anyway. But you can get on there and get an idea of what you want.
Yeah,
for sure.
If you're like, that would be cool, just email him. He can make it. As long as it's not wood.
Right? Yeah. No good at wood. No good at wood.
All right, guys. See y'all
There you
next
go.
week.
Shut everything down.
Shut her down. I was gonna turn yours off. I don't know how. First time. Oh, I'm gonna hit the X. See how that goes.